All the crystal gems. Dun, 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 doo, doo, doo. Here we go.
This is the Eric Everyday podcast for Tuesday, May 2nd, 2017. Episode 255. Kids Make You Cry.
Hello there. Eric here. How are you all today? I hope you are all doing well and feeling fine. I'm good. I watched a video this morning. It was Jimmy Kimmel retelling the story of his most recent child's birth on his TV show, and it destroyed me in a good way. And I'm not going to recap the whole thing. I'll include a link in the show notes. You should watch it, especially if you're a parent. And thankfully, it's a story with a happy ending. But his latest child's birth was quite a harrowing ordeal. Just to sum up quickly, it was born with a pre-existing condition, a heart condition, and it was very difficult. A lot of work of nurses and doctors working their butts off to try and make sure this kid was okay. And it was very close call, very scary night it seemed, and it worked out okay. But it destroyed me, and it brought back all of these feelings of when our first kid, our daughter Colette, was born. And thankfully her it was not anything on the same level of Jimmy Kimmel's story there. She wasn't she didn't require any kind of surgery or anything, but when she was born, she came out blue, completely blue, and for lack of a better word, she came out lifeless. The umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck, and it was a very difficult birth for her. And thankfully, the nurses, they wasted no time. They scooped her up and whipped her across the hall. They said to me, "Come with." And so I go across the hall with her. I'm very confused. It's an insane time because it's all new and you're full of a million mixed emotions of excitement and worry and just anticipation of what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And we went across the hall into this little room, and they started like pulling goop out of her nose with one of those little things, and they put a little mask, a little baby-sized breathing mask thing on her, and we're trying to more or less give her CPR because she just was not breathing, and seconds count because every second she wasn't breathing, oxygen was not going to her brain, and she didn't make a sound, and I don't know how long we were in that room, and they were working on her more or less, trying to kickstart her. It felt like hours, but it was probably minutes. It was only minutes, I'm sure of it, but I can't tell you how long it was because every single second dragged on for an eternity. And of course, at that time, I was also a complete mess and blubbering and freaking out. And it destroyed me. Even talking about it now, anytime I think about it or talk about it, I have to keep the tears at bay. Like I have to actively keep myself chill. And of course, with Colette's case, thankfully she finally started breathing and we started crying and just a joyous swelling of emotion that that just filled the room. No, exploded and made the entire hospital shake with just it was the most terrifying and most triumphant moment. And thankfully, it was not even close to on the level of what Jimmy Kimmel and his wife had to deal with. If you watch the video, you'll see it was no surgery. It wasn't a heart condition. But, when your kid comes out blue and you notice there's something wrong and there's nothing you can do, you just have to hope that everything works out and trust in the nurses and doctors. There's nothing more difficult to deal with on this planet. And it's funny. Anytime from then on and continuing on, I hear a story like Jimmy Kimmel's or any other kid who's born in any kind of difficulty, whether it's hard for the mother or the kid in any way, it just makes you cry. That's it. That's your new life now. If you're a dad or a mom or a parent in any fashion, or just anybody really, but even more so once you've had a kid, kids just make you cry. That's just how it is. This is your new life, buddy. Just get used to it. You hear a story of a close call or a difficult birth, it's just all coming down. And you should embrace it like I do. Let it go. It's good. It's good to let all that out occasionally. Everybody needs a good cry now and then. And so I'm glad I watched that this morning. It's not only is it good to get it all out, it's always good to hear a story when things could have gone so bad, but they did not. They seemed to have worked out all right. Anyway, it brought back all that stuff, so I'm just working really hard to keep it at bay because waterworks, super easy. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.